Professional Development Presentation, Professional Learning Resources for All Learners. My name is Michelle Moore Robinson. This is a presentation for Education Course 630 at Liberty University. And Dr. Shakira Bowe is my professor. To know whether an organization is beneficial, one would need to know more about it. The International Society for Technology and Education, commonly referred to as ISTE, is an organization that focuses on technology in the classroom. It's a collaborative community of educators, coaches, and school leaders who network around the world. ISTE is also a source for quality technology standards and approaches to integration in the learning environment. It is also a technology hub for professional learning, trainings, and workshops. There are many reasons why a teacher should join a professional organization like ISTE. Let's take a look. They provide professional learning that has evidence-based strategies and practices with year-round support for educators, as well as a virtual coach. Members of ISTE have the privilege of expanding interaction with technology-driven educators around the world, where they connect with job-alike colleagues and share promising practices. Another draw to joining ISTE are the insightful avenues for learning the latest in trends in technology and to get to meet and engage with leaders in the field of technology. ISTE is also known for its wide variety of online resources, such as blogs, magazines, or journals. These resources are easily accessible to all stakeholders. Effective teachers take the time to prepare and provide high-quality learning experiences for their students. When it comes right down to the core, ISTE provides and promotes technology integration that ignites creativity, innovation, and problem-solving for our students and teachers. This gets to the heart of what teachers want to accomplish with their students. There are many resources I found appealing and informative on the ISTE website. I'm going to take a few moments to highlight a few of those resources that resonated with me and that I found resourceful and beneficial to the work I do with educators, schools, and district leaders. The first resource is an article on the ISTE blog. The article, entitled Digital Citizenship Lessons Shared with a Simple Conversation, written by Leanne Lindsay, features great information that supports educators with how to learn the mindset of students to gauge their knowledge and understanding of their digital life through conversations. Teachers can expect to learn the why in this article. What's the purpose of this particular strategy? How to express. They'll learn how the article really expresses what educators may be thinking as they connect to the article. It supports educators with understanding the significance and power of conversations. It also helps educators see the value in listening. Further on, you can also learn that it links its information and its context to research. It provides access to research in support of the strategy, makes suggestions for potential results that could be yielded through utilizing the strategy of conversations, and it deepens the educator's knowledge of the simplicity and complexity of the strategy. The article outlines suggestions and approaches for implementing the strategy in effective ways, and it offers ideas for how to engage students to meet the intended outcome, which is build digital awareness, promote ethical decision-making, and for students to be able to take ownership. Another great resource offered through the ISTE site that's great for educators is its collection of videos. Video content that is relative, informative, and compelling that stands the chance of grasping the educator's attention and influencing their learning experience. One such video that did that for me was the video entitled "The Law and Ethics of Copyright." It features Carrie Gallagher, an assistant principal at St. John Prep School, where she shares insightful information about copyright, plagiarism, and fair use. Teachers can expect to learn through this video common thinking and attitudes that teachers have about copyright. They get to delve into other terminology that's related to the topic, and she breaks down their meaning and makes the connection with teaching and learning. The video also clarifies the difference between plagiarism and copyright. She notes the importance of knowing the meaning, connections, and the implications for students' original work, which was very informative. Ms. Gallagher provides insight into factors for fair use and the implications for educational use of copyrighted materials. This content is best suited for students who learn the concepts of my, yours, mine, his, hers, and theirs, because this signals they are ready for the fundamentals of copyright and plagiarism once they understand those positions, and as they learn how not to take credit for someone else's work. This type of information is so powerful, it never expires, and it is something that all teachers need to know and apply to their work daily. Resources to support the diverse needs of students are also available through this professional organization. The needs of our students fluctuates from classroom to classroom throughout the year. Having access to tools and the latest insight into digital resources to address those needs is another reason why teachers should join a professional organization. One of the resources that stood out for me in support of our students with special needs was the app Proloquo to Go. It is a communication application used on iPad devices which supports students with gaining the ability to recognize and comprehend language. This app was featured on the ISTE blog. Teachers can expect to learn more about how this app is aligned to ISTE standards. They also get to see how it supports diversity, equity, and inclusion, as ISTE offers inclusive learning networks that brings populations together, forming a common place for sharing assistive technology. If I was a classroom teacher, I would utilize this app with my speech and language students so that they would have equity access to the learning taking place in the general classroom. Students who need equitable access to resources would benefit from this resource to help them meet their learning needs. Teachers also benefit from the latest trends and effective technologies. They have the opportunity to learn about the various assistive technologies that are out there and available so that they can modify and adjust their instructional lesson plans to meet the needs of their students. Another great source, there were so many, is an affiliate to ISTE, and it's the Digit Commit. It's an alliance of organizations who have come together to provide educational digital citizenship resources and tools for teachers. Digit Commit is a site I am sure to revisit for my professional growth and will share with other educators. What makes EDUC Commit such a great resource for teachers is the way they organize the resources. Their organization structure helps to focus the teacher on the type of content and resources they need. Through their structured categories of inclusive, informed, engaged, balanced, and alert, teachers and students will learn that the EDUC Commit resources are inclusive, that they are all points, it provides insight into all points of view. The EDUC Commit resources are informed. There's explanation of the components that verifies the resources, validity, and credibility. Teachers can also find resources that are engaged. It takes the responsibility for the role as a citizen. It helps the students to do this by being a proactive participant. The resources are balanced. Teaches students how to contribute time to priorities, mental and physical well-being. And lastly, the resources are alert. They teach students to be vigilant of their digital activities, heighten their awareness of consequences, and to be contributors to safe digital learning experiences. Not only does ISTE provide technology standards and curate digital content for educators, they also extend the invitation for teachers and other users to align their resources with the ISTE high-quality standards. It is a great way to monitor the effectiveness of the technology we utilize in our instruction and professional learning sessions. The ISTE 22 EdTech Conference was held in New Orleans, Louisiana. The video that I previewed showed the active engagement with different types of technology devices, gadgets, vendors, students, and educators who looked like they were having a lot of fun. Of the many presentations, here are two I would have been interested in attending. The session entitled Assisting New Teacher Integration into Professional Learning Communities, featured by Dr. Nicole Forrest, an assistant principal at Westchester East High School. This session focused on integrating new teachers into professional learning communities. It aligned with ISTE standards to establish an infrastructure and systems to support collaboration. A key piece of the learning in this session was around the PLC orientation modules that the presenter designed along with a team that builds confidence, knowledge, and collegiality amongst the team. I definitely would have attended this session to learn about additional strategies to support new teachers entering into PLC practices. There is a constant turnover of staff, and having an infrastructure that fosters collective efficacy ultimately empowers teachers, which in turn benefits students. Another session was the Epic ebook of web tools and apps, a book creator model facilitated by Christina Holwise, the Sauciette High School Educational Technology Enrichment Specialist and Librarian. The session focused on exploring and creating ebooks while discovering the impact on learning. It also aligned with the ISTE standards to build capacity of educators and leaders and teams to facilitate learning and provide meaningful feedback. It also makes connections as it unifies the work of educators and leaders as they may collaborate, connect, and facilitate instruction that benefits students. I chose this session because it provides an interactive option for leaders to approach learning and leading with educators as a method to build shared leadership. Overall, professional organizations such as ISTE and its affiliates are fertile ground for educators who are lifelong learners. The C's that make joining worthwhile are curated instructional and learning resources, professional learning platforms, diversity, equity, and inclusion practices and strategies, align current practices with technology standards that result in informed, impactful, and intentional planning and effective practices. This concludes my professional development presentation, which captures the many reasons and benefits for why educators, to include me, should join professional organizations, because it is what's best for our students. Images or graphics were referenced on the slides. Sources for information contained in this presentation were also cited on the slides and on this reference page. Thank you.